fight for a more stable and productive community as business leaders across the state line share their support for and stress the need for more early childhood programs that support both the caregivers and our future generations.
WIFR News reporter Sydney Stoffregan shares more from a news conference where Ready Nation Illinois shared important findings from a statewide poll of business leaders.
91% of business leaders who responded to Ready Nation's Illinois poll say they support greater public investments in high-quality childcare and early childhood education. Half call themselves strong supporters.
Care is an ongoing issue in the workforce.
Parents everywhere often struggle to find affordable, stable childcare. Emily Klonecke with Alignment Rockford says disjointed structures and care diminish a parent's ability to be present and plugged in to their career.
We have parents and caregivers who have to take off a lot of time, who have to be moving around during the day to move their child from place to place because they might have half-day care.
A Ready Nation Illinois poll of business leaders indicates costly fallouts from childcare issues, including loss of work hours, wages, or even employment.
The more we can bolster that institution around high-quality education and childcare for our youngest residents, the more our current workforce benefits too.
80% of those questioned found it difficult to hire workers with strong skills because of childcare problems. Workplace Staffing President Leslie Cooper says 95% of executives must spend more to hire well-skilled candidates.
We obviously have a very short-term need for workers in our community. However, we can't just think short-term. We have to think long-term.
Ready Nation also says most employers agree the better the early education is, the fewer workforce problems they face later on.
Early childhood is just to get them interested in learning, get them excited about learning, and get them on the path to what it means to be a learner.
The survey also reports that nearly 89% of Illinois business leaders agree high-quality early childhood programs make local communities desirable for both businesses and employees.
Thank you, Sydney. Ready Nation supports Governor J.B. Pritzker's Smart Start initiative, a multi-year plan which seeks to expand child care services and make preschool available to every 3- and 4-year-old in Illinois.